form teams meet here at St James's Park on Saturday. Here's all you need to know ahead of City's match with Colchester.
Inside the box, drags it back! There's the goal to put Exeter City in front! Williams, can he get there? Can Law get there? Can one of them shoot? 2-0 Exeter City! I'm going to assume that's Randall Williams.
Takes a touch, it's going to be a shot, and it's in! It's Lebo!
Chips it in, it's a decent ball towards Bowman! It's supposed to in!
Coming to Randall Williams. Williams will get it through for Bowman. Bowman shoots! In for Law. Law, great turn in the penalty area. Will he find Martin? Martin gets a yard! Shoots! There is the equalising goal!
Colchester extended their unbeaten run to 14 games with a 0-0 draw against Bradford last time out. On Tuesday night here, Exeter beat Stevenage 3-0 in the Leasing.com trophy.
Can he pull the trigger? Taylor, Cruyff turns, shoots! Saved by the keeper! Knocked in second time! By Nicky and Johnson. Be careful not to pull him down. Randall's won it back. He's found Jay! Jay shoots! It deflects! It goes in! Exeter City 2. Sweeney kicks it forward. Ball comes down a lovely little backfield. Jay gets the goal for Exeter after a lovely little backfield to put him through.
Don't forget, the draw for the semi-final of the Leasing.com trophy is live on Quest at 9 p.m. on Saturday night. We saw Lee Holmes come off the substitute bench on Tuesday night against Stevenage, and also Nicky Jose, Matt Jay and Joel Randall performed well in that Leasing.com trophy victory. It means there's more competition for places than ever in the Exeter City squad. We spoke to Matt about this at the press call.
Obviously Nigel's got one more game of his suspension to serve, so he's another one to come back in the fold. Alex Fisher hopefully will be available in the next week or so. So you know, we get through this weekend and there's a lot of bodies to come back, and obviously Holmesy got the first bit of game time, or real game time, he's had this season, so we've still got to build those players up. It's not just as if they're back and available straight away, but they're certainly going to influence the group, influence the players who are playing at the moment, and keep on pushing them. You always want a competitive squad. You want players fighting for their positions and under a certain amount of pressure to retain their position as well, because they have to perform. If you perform well, then generally you get to keep your shirt, but also the team does well off the back of it. We're looking for a good performance this weekend, and we feel that will be a foundation for possibly picking up points.
Exeter City have kept 14 clean sheets in League Two this season, which is more than any other team in all 4 divisions of English football. We spoke to Tom Parks about this at Thursday's press call.
No, it's good. I think that's the main thing for us as defenders, to keep clean sheets. It gives us that opportunity for the boys who's playing up front and that to go and win us the game and that. So if we can keep a clean sheet, it's a positive for us. But then it also gives us a bridge to build on, like going to win the games. But fair play to the boys, because it's not just the defenders, it's everybody who's playing in the game.
So we've got new mascots here at Exeter City, and we also got a new line in the Exeter City shop. A couple of earplugs, as Mike Cooper rightly said. Actually, they are cushions. So make sure you pop into the shop on Saturday if you want one of these. So we're here in box 1 with Matt Kimberley. Just tell us a bit about your job at Exeter City, Matt.
My job basically is to try and source new sponsorship for the football club. So bringing money in, whatever capacity that may be. Yeah. So some of it. How
many adverts there are in this? Loads. Kimbo's been doing a good job.
So some of it's program advertising. Some of it behind, you'll see the match. The match day advertising we do is the static billboards as well as the LED. So the LED screens came in probably the beginning of last year, if not the middle, and that's been quite productive, and a lot of companies like that because it's quite eye-catching, and you get a minimum 2 minutes, probably a bit more than that now, of advertising on a match day. So as well as that, we do match day sponsorships, anything really to promote the business and partnership with the football club. There's very much a community here, and a lot of the businesses like that. Yeah. So that's sort of the bread and butter side of it, but as you know, we sort of chip in and do a bit of everything.
Yeah. So most of the time you're on the phone or meeting partners and saying, you know, we want to sponsor a program advert or, you know, match or something like that.
Yeah, a lot of my role is to come in and help Mark, which is the head of commercial here, but it tends to be just making companies aware of what we've got here other than just the football, because everybody knows, you know, you come in here for a match day on a Saturday, but there's a lot more we do behind the scenes that people aren't aware of. Some of that is the boxes that we're in now, so these are available for meeting rooms during the week. We can do anything from weddings, the full works really. So the main thing for me is, you know, there's a lot of other companies that do what we're doing, main competition being Sandy Park, but we're quite proud of what we've got here running in the background, so it's trying to get people in to see it. Again, there's more than just a football on a Saturday here, so that's the main challenge.
We'll go on to Saturday though. What do you do on a match day? What would you be doing this Saturday at Colchester?
So match day, it tends to be looking after the sponsors. So once we bring the match sponsors in, it's our main job. It's not just myself, it's Mark, Andy Gillard, amongst a few other people, to make sure the guests are looked after. And the match day experience is one that they'll remember, all for the right reasons, of course. The food itself is excellent, but with the sponsors, it's making sure that they get the exposure. So whether that's out on the pitch, and you might see before the photo, a photo with the captains when the players come out. We make sure that their brand is in the programme, you know, on the match day announcement, so they're getting a lot of exposure, not just putting money in for the hell of it, but they're getting something in return. So the main job tends to be looking after match sponsors, as well as competitions for other sponsors like Domino's Pizza, etc., which I'm sure you'll mention.
So, yeah, Domino's Pizza, they do the half-time draw, don't they? We get some pizza up in the press box as well, which is always nice. So you get to see a bit of the match here on match days. What have you made of the home form so far this season? It's
been really good, to be honest. I think since I've come in, I've been with the club for a couple of years now, and we've been really, really strong at home. The atmosphere is superb here. I didn't know too much about the football club till I started, but there's a real good family and community feel about it. But form-wise, yeah, we're banging them in, and it's looking good this season. So I won't say too much, but in case I jinx it.
So Colchester come the park this Saturday in good form. What are you expecting?
Well, again, I think we're on a good run at the moment in all competitions, and I think it'll probably be a tight game, but I'll probably go 2-0 if I've got to stick my neck on the line. 2-0. I'll go for 2-0 City. That's fine. 2-0 City. You
don't normally do away games, but for those that know you, do know you're a bit of a Villa fan. So you actually went up to the under-21 Premier League Cup game when Exeter City were playing. What did you make of the Exeter City youngsters? Because they gave Villa a bit of a beating, didn't they?
Not for the first time this season. Yeah. I've ended up with egg on my face. Growing up, boyhood Villa fan. To a degree, I'd say I was an Exeter City supporter as well now, because you get to know not only the players but other supporters around the club. But in all honesty, Exeter were miles a better team, and it pains me to say it, they deserved it, and they battered Villa. So I did go up to Bodywell Heath, and a lot of the City players that were there gave me a bit of a grilling when they got off the coach. I'm back on it, but yeah, they were miles a better team. And speaking to a couple of people from Villa, they've since sort of emailed me, and we spoke after, and they were singing the praises of our young lads and the professionalism and how good they were, because they really were brilliant. So I think the two scores say it all, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And some of those players now pushing for first team places as well, so it all adds to the competition for places, doesn't it, in the side? Yeah,
it certainly does. I think in each position we look really strong. I like Joel Randall. I think he was brilliant across both games. I think he's so pacey and strong on the ball. Saw a lot of him, but yeah, I mean, we're looking good.